Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has met with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin at the Black Sea resort of Sochi to discuss the Syria operation. The meeting comes hours before a ceasefire between Turkish and Kurdish forces in northern Syria is set to expire. Earlier, President Erdogan threatened to resume the military operation if the US fails to ensure Kurdish forces' withdrawals from the area. Erdogan said Ankara will continue the offensive with greater determination if Washington fails to keep their end of the bargain. The president said he will brief Putin on how a Syrian constitutional committee can make concrete progress over the conflict. The president said all Kurdish forces must leave the territory where Ankara's plans to build its safe zone. Erdogan said Iran's criticism of Turkey's military operation in Syria is disappointing. Well, for more on this, we're joined by Dr. Kamran Gazanov, who's an analyst based in Moscow. Kamran, welcome to Indus News. So, Russia's obviously got a problem with Turkey's operation in Syria. Do you think today's meeting was an opportunity for both leaders to reach an understanding about Turkey's military actions inside northeastern Syria?
I think, first of all, today's meeting is important because Russia and Turkey also want to prevent some escalations which could happen between Turkish army and Syrian army. As for some bargains and deals, I think there are two main options. The first option is that Turkey stays on the territory between Tel Abyad and Ras Al Ain, about 150 kilometers, and a new ceasefire will be claimed and Turkish stops completely its operations. And the second option, that Turkey will enhance its operations along the whole Turkish-Syrian border. And in this case, Russia should guarantee with Bashar Assad, that all YPG forces should be pulled out from this region. For the second option, I would say that if Russia will allow such a scenario, then it needs some concessions from Turkey in Idlib. And I think then Turkey must pull out opposition from Idlib a little bit to the north. And at the end, the whole Syrian-Turkish border will be under the control of pro-Turkish opposition. But actually, I think that now the most probable scenario is that Turkey stays on the territory which it already invaded, and then Assad takes control under the rest of territory, and YPG, this is also important, should be disarmed or completely pull out, because if even Assad takes control along the Turkish Syrian border, YPG will be like a danger for Turkey, and Erdogan will repeat his threats.
Okay. So we know, Cameron, that Turkey's got a problem with the YPG and the PKK and the SDF. We know America supports the SDF. We know Russia's got the side of Bashar al-Assad. But Turkey's ties with Russia have been strengthening. Turkey recently bought the S-400 missile of Russia, much to the disappointment of America. Where does this leave America now? Where do these talks that Turkey is having with Russia leave America in this military operation in northeastern Syria?
I think that US is disappointed that the territories which they left already Assad gains control here, because the aim and strategy of the United States and Europe was that they should prevent that Assad stays in power. Here there must be a regime change. And yesterday I heard also that from Germany, the head of ruling party said that we should create safe zones under the control of NATO. And now we see that the United States moving out, and Europe is worried about it and wants to retain some control. As for a reaction to the United States, I would say also that they will continue with their threats against Turkey if today we see no deal between Russia and Turkey, because if we don't see any deal, then the YPG will stay in these territories, and any attack from Turkish side will bring to sanctions from USA, I would say that it is very probable, because the United States already imposed sanctions, and they devastated the Turkish economy, and lira went down, lost its 30%.
Yeah. No. Okay, Dr. Kamran Gazanov, thank you very much for your analysis, for joining us on Indus News.